Today discuss about the Dolben Act 1788. The story behind Helen Maria Williams related to her poem. Okay? So imagine in the Britain in 1788, every year British ships sail to Africa. There are thousands of Africans are captured, forced onto ships and transported across the Atlantic Ocean to America and the Caribbean to be sold as slaves. So the journey is known as the Middle Passage. Okay. So but these ships are not normal passenger ships. But are packed far beyond capacity. Imagine a room built for the 100 people, but containing more than the 300, 400, 500 like that. So there is almost no fresh air. Food and water are limited. Disease spreads quickly. People are seen together. Many die before reaching their destination. For ship owners, more slaves mean more profit. The logic is simple. More slaves, more money. As a result, human beings are treated like cargo rather than people. Okay. So they took how the people carry like that as a goat. Okay. So then the Britain learns the truth. News about this the horrific conditions reaches Britain. Doctors, sailors, and abolitionists begin exposing what is happening on the slave ships. Ordinary British criticizes citizens are shocked. They ask Parliament, how can human beings be treated like this? The government now passes public pressure to this act. Okay. So the Parliament responds the Dolben Act. In 1788, Parliament passed a law called the Dolben Act. Many people expect slavery to be abolished, but there is not that happens. The act does not end slavery. So you can see there the location. Here how the Britishers are captured here. Okay. Here you can see here are the Africa and here Europe, and here is the West Indies, Caribbean, and the American and Europe, South America. Okay, they are also supply raw materials to Europe. Okay, and explore with Africa as well as the South America. So through this particular ship, they go forward and backward and captured thousands of slaves. Okay, there is the map regarding this, as you can see here. So before the act, ship owners could carry almost any number of enslaved people. More slaves meant more profit. Overcrowding caused disease, suffering, and death. Okay. After the act, the number of enslaved people depends on the size of the ship. Ships could not carry unlimited numbers. Suppose like that, they carry only seat capacity over there 30, but they are carry more than 100. So how is possible? Conditions were supposed to be slightly better. Death rates were expected to decrease. For the first time, the British government officially admits the slave trade has serious problem. Okay, so why was the act important? Because of that, the Dolben Act was important because it was the first official attempt to regulate the slave trade. So it showed that the public opinion was beginning to change. People were starting to question whether slavery was morally acceptable. Okay, so but why was it not enough? Here's the crucial point of that the act never asked should slavery exist. Instead, it asked, how can slavery be carried out with the pure deaths? Enslaved Africans were still captured, separated from their families, forced onto ships, sold as a property. So the system itself remained unchanged. Okay. So the Helen Maria's reaction regarding this particular incident. When the Helen Maria heard about the Dolben Act, she had mixed feelings on the hand of the welcome of the law to the particular law, and it would reduce suffering, it would save lives. It was a positive first step, but on the other hand, she believed the real problem is not overcrowding. The real problem is slavery itself. So she asked a powerful question: why are we discussing better conditions for slaves instead of ending slavery altogether? Okay, so they don't end the slavery right now. So this is the better way of slavery. Okay, so these questions became the central idea of the poem on the bill which was passed in the England for the regulating the slave trade. Okay, so the Williams is the main argument in this poem. According to the Storage Act, Williams believed that improving slave ships was not enough. Human beings should never be bought and sold for profit. That is why she writes, where men are their merchandise is sold, and bartered life is paid for gold. In simple words, human life was being exchanged for money. So what is this? So the bigger message. So the poem is not only about ships; it is about the human dignity, freedom, as well as justice also. Okay. So Williams asks that can a nation call itself civilized while becoming rich from our human suffering? So her answer no. Okay, so the question is can nation can itself civilized while becoming a rich from human suffering? Her answer no. So she praises the Dolben Act as a beginning, but she demands something much greater: complete abolition of slavery, freedom for all human beings. Okay, so the according to the easier way of the remember this particular act, Dolben Act, better conditions on the slaves, ships, how they can move. Okay, and Helen Maria Williams, better conditions are good, but slavery itself must. And okay, that is a just overview of regarding this the Dolben Act. So thank you so much for watching this video. Then bye.